Hey, how's it going, you guys? SpiderCo64 here once again, and in today's video, I am going to be sharing you all my thoughts and opinions towards the newest Marvel Disney Plus series, and that is Moon Knight. So, Moon Knight follows mercenary Mark Spector as he basically in this series suffers from basically multi personalities, or basically Mark Spector has one or two personalities. There's another personality that lives inside of him, and of course that name, and of course that character is Stephen Grant. We follow these two separate characters, of course, both played by Oscar Isaac, as they want to, of course, stop Arthur Arthur Harrow from basically releasing an evil Egyptian god named Ammit. So, Moon Knight. This was definitely one of the few Marvel series that I was. You see, because here's sort of the thing about Moon Knight for me, or at least sort of my history with Moon Knight, was that I always thought he was a really interesting character, and honestly, one that I would have loved to see be adapted into a movie. And hell, I don't know why, but I keep thinking to myself that maybe I guess later I guess I always kind of thought Moon Knight was maybe supposed to be turned into like a Netflix series, similar to how Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, all those guys were turned into, because Moon Knight is a little bit more of a darker character, and I honestly thought he would have been given that exact same treatment. But of course, no, not really. And I also thought, too, at the time, oh, maybe they would do Ghost Rider and maybe Blade, but now, from what it seems like, of course, now Moon Knight has already been adapted into, of course, the main MCU. Blade is coming to the MCU, and as for Ghost Rider, we'll just have to wait and find out. But hopefully, some spoilers from Doctor Strange 2 won't give anything away. So, anyways, what are my thoughts overall on this series, Moon Knight? I gotta say, straight up, this has to be the best Marvel Disney Plus series. I think, yeah, so far out of the six that we have been given, of course, last year we were given five, of course, shows, of course, four live action, and then one animated. I still count the animated one, just because it's made by Marvel Studios, of course, and all that, sort of stuff. And this is, like I said, the best one. I mean, and for a while, Loki was the best one, and all that sort of stuff. But there are a few things about Moon Knight that really elevate this show. At least this, of course, iteration, or at least this show and its depiction of Moon Knight, and also just its depiction on everything else is just also great as well. I think that one of the biggest things I have to give credit to this show is the fact that it doesn't tie anything into the MCU, because you see, one of the few things about the MCU now is, of course, we all know it's this interconnective, of course, this interconnected universe filled with, of course, a whole lot of characters, and of course now with Doctor Strange, of course, and with some of the more recent MCU films like No Way Home, we've been shown concepts of course, the multiverse and all that sort of stuff. It's this big interconnected universe now going into the multiverse territory. I like Moon Knight in particular because it doesn't have to do anything with any of the new movies. I mean, I feel like that for someone who does not watch the MCU as much, I feel like that maybe you can go into Moon Knight and you won't be overwhelmed with so much information of, oh, this happened in the last movie, or this happened in the last series, and all that sort of stuff. I like Moon Knight just because Straight up, it's just like that. And as for all the other things about this show, the action is great. I love the world building. I love Marvel going into basically a new part of the MCU, which is of course exploring the whole Egyptian gods, and all that sort of stuff. Oscar Isaac, who of course plays Moon Knight, good. He did a great job, man. Did a really, really good job, and it's a really good thing too, because hell, definitely for certain, his relationship probably with Disney probably was sour because of the of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. But I mean, and there's just sort of the thing. Oscar Isaac is a great actor. Just I feel like a lot of, I guess you could say, really more or less the general public who may only see, I don't know, who may have only saw, him in the Star Wars movies, and the worst ones or the worst flawed ones, probably thinks to themselves, these actors they're bad. No, none of these actors are bad. Script was horrible, and I feel like that Oscar Isaac has a good place right now when it comes to pop culture, and all that sort of stuff. And damn it, he did a really good job bringing Moon Knight to life. Him going back and forth from Stephen Grant to Mark Spector, he did a great job. And also, all the other characters are great as well. I mean, the voice of Khonshu was definitely badass. The fourth episode was great too, and the fifth one where it delves into the Mark's backstory. You know, that was just, that was just, man, that was really cool. It was really good, and damn, also really dark backstory as well. Now, I guess if there's anything I can complain about the series is, one of the few things that I feel like this is something that I may want. I feel like this could be considered a nitpick, but I honestly really wished, and this is just me saying this because I've been on watching all the Marvel Netflix series, but I really wish the show was a little bit more violent in terms of action, and I found myself sometimes getting annoyed a little bit with Steven a little bit, but over time, but it wasn't as bad as, I don't know, maybe Kate, or like Kate from Shang-Chi. Yeah, anyone could be worse than her, but anyways though, I mean, I do wish it can be a little bit more violent in terms of the action scenes, I feel like, and all that sort of stuff. And it's weird because, like, Marvel is heading a little bit in that territory, or they were heading to that territory when, of course, when we see that we were thinking, in the first few episodes, and especially in the first one, we were thinking to ourselves, holy shit, Mark did Mark really freaking kill all those, guys, and all that sort of stuff so brutally, so violently, we don't see it, but they're definitely heading towards it. And of course, this also has spoilers, so spoiler warning. But definitely for sure, I do think that there will be a season two, and I also do want to talk a little bit about that thing right here, but about my last complaint, and that is the final episode, or at least the finale, felt very rushed, in my opinion. I mean, all the episodes had a really good length and a really good pace, but this one seems like they just quickly, it's like, oh shit, we gotta wrap everything up. We gotta wrap everything up. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know why, they just really keep doing this. And once again, these finales for these Marvel shows have just been, they've been really not that good, to be quite honest with you. I mean, to be fair, the Loki one was basically, that's not the end of the series. And basically everything else, that's another thing too. A lot of these series they try to act like movies when in actuality, this is a TV show, so it's like you need to act more like a TV show than a movie and all that sort of stuff. And besides, like you're not. Besides, you're granted as much time you need to tell a story or to tell that story, and I don't know, it just felt rushed and could have been handled a lot more better. Though from what it looks like, it does seem like that we are expected to get a second season of Moon Knight, so that could lead into the second season, I'm definitely going, which I definitely do think, and I honestly hope that it will have a second season. Hopefully, it won't come out like so. I guess you can say I hope it at least comes out soon and not later or anything like that. But I mean, I have no idea. But honestly, like I really do hope we do see more of Moon Knight, and of course, like I said, and all that sort of stuff. So that being said in mind, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. And as for my final ranking of Moon Knight, I would have to give it an A plus. And I guess ranking it out of a 10, probably like a 9.6 out of 10. A 9.6. And if you want to know how I rank all these Disney Plus series so far, Moon Knight number 1, Loki number 2, 3 would be WandaVision, 4 Falcon Winter Soldier, 5 is What If, and then last is, and the bottom is Hawkeye. So yeah, looking forward to, of course, more, and all that sort of stuff. And of course, me, of course, this is not the only Marvel stuff we're getting, of course, this year. Tomorrow, guys, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I got my tickets ready, so I'll probably come back here and I'll probably tell you guys more about the movie. So, see you then.